I'm sure we've all experienced visual clutter at some point or another. It's that space in our home that looks somewhat busy, disorganized, and untidy in some way without necessarily being any of those things. Of course, the more mess and actual clutter we have in a space, the more visually cluttered it's going to appear. But sometimes the reasons could be less obvious, and a space can still give off that busy and distracting vibe without necessarily being unorganized or untidy in any way. And the latter is what I wanted to focus on in today's video, because this is something I know a lot of us, including myself, experience. We've spent hours cleaning, decluttering, and organizing a space, only to find that at the end it still looks somehow untidy and distracting on the eyes. So if this sounds like a space that you're currently tackling, then in this video I'll be sharing a few ideas that I have found really useful in reducing that cluttered appearance and making our home look and feel a whole lot more peaceful. Let's start with my favorite, the 3 Bs, which are baskets, boxes, and bins. These have always been my go-to for anything that needs organizing because they're just so versatile and can be used in a lot of different ways. Baskets and various containers make for wonderful storage and can help us group together a lot of similar items. They also help minimize visual clutter, as we now just see the one basket or box instead of seeing a lot of different items scattered throughout a space. For open shelving and any areas of our home that are more visible, I'll usually opt for a more decorative basket, my favorite being anything natural and woven. And for any space that's a little more concealed, I'll just find whatever works. Sometimes this involves investing in a few different size storage containers and bins that will place into cupboards and drawers. But if you're looking for a way to save money, something else I really love to do and would recommend is just repurposing any old gift boxes. For example, I got this one from a friend a few years ago, so I simply took apart the top lid and the bottom of the box and used them both individually as drawer inserts to store little bits and bobs in my kitchen drawers. It makes the items a lot easier to find and also prevents them from spilling all over the place. Other examples include clear bins that we keep under our kitchen sink to store various sponges and dish soap. We have this basket in our laundry to hold laundry supplies, and various size baskets and boxes in our linen closet to hold any household essentials. This switch was so simple, but it really transformed these spaces into looking a lot more visually appealing. In the world of organization, decanting refers to removing an item from its original packaging and transferring it into your own container of some kind. We use this principle a lot in our pantry at home, where we've decanted a lot of our dried goods, like spices, lentils, and grains, into our own jars and containers. There are a lot of benefits to doing this. It definitely creates a much more visually cohesive space that looks a whole lot more organized. In our pantry, we've also opted for clear jars and containers, which means that food items are easily visible and we know at a glance if something is running out and needs to be repurchased. And depending on the quality of your containers, they can keep food fresher for a lot longer too. Now, there are a couple of downsides that might come to mind. Firstly, the cost. Yes, it can be more expensive to purchase a lot of storage containers. And depending on the types of containers you're going for, it might not be as environmentally friendly. So if this is something you are considering, an affordable and eco-friendly option is to repurpose any old jars. We've started doing this recently and it's been great. Other examples of items we've decanted include bathroom products like Epsom salt and hand wash, where we'll usually buy the refills of these items and pour them into our own dispensers. If you're into home organization, I'm sure you've come across the wonderful works of Marie Kondo and her KonMari folding technique, which basically involves folding items so that they stand upright. Whilst we don't use this technique for everything, we do find it really helpful for those items that we're putting away into either a drawer or basket. Having items organized in this upright fashion not only makes things look a lot tidier, but it also makes them a lot more visible and easily accessible too. When items are stacked on top of one another in a drawer or basket, not only can it be hard to see what's at the bottom of the pile, but it's impossible to grab an item without disturbing the rest of that pile as well. And over time, if you're anything like me, the more I rummage around, the messier things can get. So this upright folding method has really helped us keep things organized and has kept that visual clutter at bay. Color and style is very much a personal choice, so I'm not speaking for everyone, but I do find that sticking to some kind of color theme or color palette within a room has definitely helped our space look a lot more put together. Generally, I find that spaces filled with a lot of different colors, various bold prints and patterns can actually make a space look more visually cluttered than it really is, because our eyes are constantly pulled in a lot of different directions. Of course, if that's your preference and it's something you enjoy, then that's great. But if you're looking at an area of your home and you're not sure why it's looking a little off somehow, then this could be worth looking into. For example, in our living room, we've stuck to a color palette of about 5-6 different colors at most. I had to keep in mind the colors of our furniture, so we have the white, grey and this light wood color as our base, and then we've added in some warmer earthy tones like this terracotta and tan, and of course pops of green from our plants. We do have a couple of patterns and textures here and there, but it's nothing too bold or busy. Choosing a palette of maybe 5-6 colors that you enjoy, whatever that may be, and sticking to that palette when you're decorating with different items can really help tie the space together. It gives that illusion that everything is a sort of matching set and that they're meant to belong in that space, hence reducing that cluttered appearance. Keeping surfaces clear of the non-essentials is a quick and simple way to minimize visual clutter around the home. Surfaces generally tend to be the landing spot for a lot of items that we're bringing in and out of our homes, so the less we have on display to begin with, the easier it is to maintain that clutter-free appearance. In our home, we try and give all our items their own little home, preferably somewhere out of sight in either a drawer or cupboard, and just take them out as required. We'll usually only leave out those everyday essentials that we'd rather not have to move around all the time. This might involve getting a little creative, especially if you don't have as much storage in your home, and if that's the case, opting for stylish yet smart storage like maybe furniture that's both practical and functions as storage can really help. And of course, as mentioned in point 1, utilizing various decorative baskets and boxes out in the open. And there you have it, folks, a few simple ideas the next time you are tackling that visually cluttered space in your home. Let me know if you implement any of these strategies already, or if you have any ideas of your own. If you enjoy this video, I always appreciate you giving it a like, as that really helps out my channel. You might also enjoy these 2 videos if you haven't seen them already, where I share more ideas on home decor, home organization, and all things tidying. I'll leave them here and in the description if you'd like to watch. If you'd like to keep in touch, you can also follow me over on Instagram, where I share a little more casual, everyday life content. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.